Assalamu alaikum students. Today we will read a lesson. Peter Rabbit. Topic of the day is life skills. A good listener is a good speaker. Listen to other carefully to grasp the relevant message and take guideline from your elders. First, we will study the difficult words. Naughty, not willing to obey. Peter Rabbit was a naughty rabbit, naughty bunny, dreadfully, extremely. Peter Rabbit was extremely naughty. Thief, a person who steals things. Peter was a thief. Peter Rabbit was a thief because he steal or stole so many vegetables from McGregor's garden. Cucumber a frame on which cucumber plants are grown. And here, Peter Rabbit is sitting in McGregor's garden near Cucumber Frame. And what is behind him? Sand bank is behind him. And where did Peter Rabbit and his family live? In Sandbank, inside a big fir tree. Next word is rake. Rake. Look at the picture here. McGregor is holding a rake to run the Peter away. Next word is sieve, a metal utensil used for sifting, for sorting out. And here a sieve is this watering can contains a sieve to stain the water droplets. Dose in amount of medicine. When Peter Rabbit was ill, his mother gave him medicine. Now look at the text. What is the story? Once upon a time, there were four rabbits. Their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree. Now, my dears, said Mrs. Rabbit one morning, I'm going to buy some bread. You may go into fields or down the lane, but don't go into Mr. Gregor's garden. What happens next? That Peter Rabbit, they were four children, and their mother went to the market to buy some bread, and she advised them not to go to Mr. Gregor's garden. Now look at the next. What happens? Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail were very good little bunnies. They went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter was very naughty. He ran straight to Mr. Gregor's garden and squeezed in from under the gate. First, he ate some lettuce and some French beans. Then he ate. Then he ate some radishes. Then, feeling rather sick, he went to look for some parsley. But round the end of a cucumber frame, he met Mr. Gregor. Mr. Gregor was on his hand and knees planting cabbages. He jumped up and ran after Peter, waving to rake and calling out, "Stop thief, stop thief." What happens next? Peter was most dreadfully frightened and rushed all over the garden. He had forgotten the way back to gate. He lost one of his shoes in the cabbage bed. He lost the other shoes amongst the potato. what will happen? That Peter Rabbit was very naughty. He went to Mr. Gregor garden. Mr. Gregor saw him and chased him. What happens next? See on the next page. After losing them, he lost his shoes on the way. He ran on four legs and went faster. Unfortunately, he ran into a gooseberry net and got caught by the large buttons on his blue jacket. Mr. Graggers came up with a sieve. He tried hard to put it on the top of Peter, but Peter wriggled out just in time. He left his jacket behind him. Peter rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can. Uh, it would have been a beautiful thing to hide in. Look at this picture here. He's hiding in the watering can, but it was full of water. This was the bad luck. Mr. Gregor was quite sure that Peter was somewhere in the tool shed. Was he hiding underneath a flower pot? He began to turn them over one by one. I am going to find you and teach you a lesson. He called out. Just then, Peter sneezed. Catty school, Catty school. Mr. Gregor chased Peter, but just in time, Peter jumped out of the window. The window was too small for Mr. Gregor, and he was tired of running after the Peter. He went back to his work. Peter ran and ran till he got home. He did not stop. He did not look back. When he got home, he was so tired that he flomped down upon the nice soft sand on the floor. He was safe in the rabbit hole. Now look at the next. What happens here? That Mr. Gregor chased him everywhere. He tried to find him, but the bunny first ran here and there. Then he hid himself in a watering can that was full of water, and it was a winter season. That's why he was feeling cold. And Mr. Then Peter Rabbit ran away through the window. Mr. Gregor tried hard to catch it, but all in vain. Peter ran and ran till it reached to its home. Peter was not well during the evening. Why? Because he was tired, because he ran here and there, and he was wet in the cold season. His mother put him to the bed and gave him a dose of. His mother gave him a dose of chamomile chamomile tea. Flopsy Mopsy Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for their supper. They had been a good rabbit. What were good? Three, Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, were very obedient. They were good, and they were gifted with bread, milk, and blackberries. But Peter was very naughty, and he stole so many vegetables from Mr. Gregor's garden, and he was punished because he hid himself in the watering can, and it was very cold season. That's why fell ill, and his mother gave him chamomile tea because he was suffering from fever. This was the whole story. Why was the Peter Rabbit sick? Because he hid himself in the watering can, and it was very cold weather. Because carrots and lettuces and these vegetables, cucumbers, they are the winter vegetables. What were the names of the rabbits? Mr. Rabbit's children. Mr. Rabbit's children name were, look at the picture. Here, Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Naughty Peter Rabbit. Where did the rabbit live? They lived in a sand castle in a big fir tree. What did Mr. Rabbit tell the children to go? She told to go in down the lane, but don't go in Mr. Gregor's garden. Where did Peter go? He went to Mr. Gregor's garden. What did Peter get stuck in? He got stuck in a gooseberry net. What was wrong with Peter's hiding place? It This hiding place or this watering can, or it had cold water. Why did Peter feel sick? Because he got wet in the winter season. Name four vegetables that Mr. Gregor's garden had in his garden. What were the four vegetables that Peter enjoyed? They were lettuces, French beans, radishes, and parsley. And cucumber were also there. And how did Peter escape from the garden? He escaped through the window. Challenge task kids. Do you like the story? Explain why or why not. The story was very interesting, pictorial, and explanatory, and very carefully written. That's why it is good. And four children are standing with their mother, and they are looking very, you can say, obedient. This is the beauty of the story. And one notorious child is also standing beside the mother. Every picture is very carefully chosen, and explanatory text is very related to it. And when the Peter was ill, his mother did not punish him. He gave him medicine. This was the beauty of the story. What was not good in the story, that Peter Rabbit did some mysterious activity or notorious activity. That's why he was in trouble, and every time we have to take. Next is next part of the challenge task is Beatrix Potter's books. Some of the Beatrix Potter's book. Some of the books, the 30 books he wrote, and some of the names I give you, and you have to read them. They are also very good books. The Tale of Squirrel Nutkin, The Tale to Bed Mice, The Tale of Mr. Toad, The Word of Peter Rabbit. Next is put the following sentences in order. Peter went into tool shed. Peter went to bed. Peter's mother gave him some chamomile tea. Peter had in hid in a watering can. Peter's sister had berries and milk. Peter's mother went to buy some bread. Peter saw Mr. Gregor. Peter got stuck in net. Peter felt ill. How the story started, that Peter's mother went to buy some bread. Peter and she told the children not to go to Mr. Gregor's garden. Peter saw Mr. Gregor's garden. Peter stole vegetable, and Mr. Gregor chased him. Peter ran and ran. He got stuck in Gooseberry's net. Peter got stuck in Gooseberry's net. Peter went into the tool shed to hide himself. Peter hid in the watering can, and he was wet. That's why Peter felt ill. Peter went to bed to take some rest. Peter's mother gave him some chamomile tea, and Peter's sister had berries and milk. They enjoyed that day very much. Working with words, something. There are hints in the beginning. One hint is that only the consonants sound can change. Whenever we change the consonant sound, another word is having the same sound will be found. For example, something to play with is a bat. Something to wear on your head is a hat. A small animal, a small animal becomes a place to live in. A small animal is a mole, becomes a place to live in is hole. Or we can say a small animal is a mouse, and becomes a place to live in is a house. A thing to hold rice is sack, and becomes a part of your body is sack and back. Next is put the inverted commas. What are the inverted commas? We use inverted commas to show what people say, and they are represented with red in the bracket. The some sayings are written here. Now find out the inverted commas. He said tomorrow is Sunday. He said not it is Monday. Today is Saturday. He said. It means what is the said, or what is the saying? Tomorrow is Sunday. That's why it is in inverted commas. No, it is Monday in inverted commas. Today is Saturday. That is a saying. That is a statement. Okay. No, today is Sunday. uh, that is a statement or the answer, and it is written in inverted commas. Next is listen and speak activity. It is also related to the inverted commas, and we have to copy the words of other in the same manner as they are said. For example, teacher, good morning. And the children will say, you she said, what did teacher say? She said good morning. Teacher, I'm old. You, she said she was old. Teacher, I'm tired. You, she said she was tired. Teacher, I want to take rest. You, she said she wanted to take rest. Next is composition activity. Composition activity is related to the houses of the animals. Study the houses of the animals. Where do they live? For example, rabbit live in a hutch or in a burrow, and monkey live in the trees or in such type of straw houses. And tigers live in jungle or in cave. Birds live in the nest or in such type of nests. And lions live in lion is a king of a jungle. It lives in the jungle as well as live in the cave. In this manner we can create our composition. And next we will study the poem Someone. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. देखो आया भी है कि नहीं, बच्चे ले आए ना। Become student today we will. Assalamualaikum students. Today we will read lesson Peter Rabbit. चलो मेरी तो